Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. This is the crazy troll nation of YouTube. I have no idea why I'm laughing right now. Because I'm crazy. This here is chapstick and this is candy cane scented and flavored. I picked it up at random. I'm going to show you what's on my face already. I went out earlier. I met up with a sister friend. This was our first time meeting and it was a very enjoyable time. So I'm back home and I said, well, since my face is already done, we're going to do this look, and it is for a collab, as you can see, with Wendy. And I want to say now, Wendy, thank you for your patience. After our last collab, we agreed to do another one, and then I got caught up with the month of McGrath and then the other stuff, and so it's been a minute that we've been planning this, so now we are doing it. And so I said, let me just go ahead and do this look today. She has the Sydney Grace Heaven on Earth palette. I don't, and so I looked at it. She sent me a picture, and she also sent me arm swatches she did, and so I tried to match up what I think the shades look like to my eyes. So for right now though, what's on my face from earlier today: Fenty brow pencil, Fenty primer, Fenty foundation. I wear shade 335. It is perfect for me. Then I set my face with the Fashion Fair Set It Loose powder Truly Tawny, which is translucent on me, which is also fantastic. Then I used, excuse me, the Esum, let me read it to you because it's a long title. Esum, the Artistry palette, number 8 Structure Face Shaper palette. And this is all matte. What I used, this as contour, this as a blush, this as a cheek highlight, this to set under eye. That's what I used out of here. Then I took the Hourglass palette, the elephant one, and we used this shade here for contour, and that one is Lustrous Bronze Light. We use this one here. No. Yes. Then we use this one here. This one is Radiant Rose. We use this as a blush, and we use this shade up here, which is Beaming Strobe Light, as a cheek highlight. That's what we use from there. Then we took the Hourglass Radiant Light, this shade, and we put this all over the face. Then a lot of stuff, y'all, I know. And then we took the Fenty spray. This is called What It Do Makeup Refreshing Spray. I sprayed this all over. I didn't know how hot it was going to be today, and actually the temperature was pretty good today. A little humid, but not like it's been, like it's just you go outside and it's unbearable. So it was good weather today. So that's what's on my face right now from about 5 hours ago. So we are going to prime our lids with, excuse me, the Fenty eyeshadow primer, and we will do the introduction. First of all, if you're here for the first time, thank you for being here. I'm feeling rushed, and I know I don't need to be because I can just talk slower. I can edit where I need to. So I don't know why sometimes I feel like I just have to hurry up because I can just slow it down. My shirt is always crooked. So thank you for being here. If this is your first time being here, thank you for clicking on to watch me create this look that I'm going to do. And if you're returning, what's up? Y'all know I appreciate each and every one of you, whether you're a first timer or an old timer. So the concept of the Crazy Troll Nation is the crazy. If you do videos, just being yourself, not feeling like you need to emulate someone else or do things the way someone else does them or try to project someone else's personality or their style. Just be who you are. That's the concept of the crazy, because some people are like, what? You should do this, you should do that. Like, why are you doing things this way? Embracing who you are and knowing it's okay. Being your authentic self. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. A lot of times watching videos, you need to use this brand. If you want your eyeshadow to look like this, you have to use this makeup tool. You'll have to use, you know, this type of technique. You need to have this palette. Makeup is a luxury. You don't need it. If you don't have it, you're not going to expire from this world. Like, you don't need it to survive. And you know, if you want your makeup to look elevated, you need to use this type of brush, or you need to use this or that. I'm here to tell you, use whatever you want to use, however you want to use it, to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Because honestly, if they don't want to watch your videos, if they don't like your videos, they don't have to watch. And you don't have to watch. Like, if it's something about somebody's videos you don't like, or you think it's just completely busted, or you don't like their personality, whatever, you know, you have a choice. And that's why I'm always saying I'm glad that you're here, because I know I'm not for everybody. I know I'm a little different in my approach to makeup and how I think about things, and even how I may say things. And so just know who you are and accept who you are for who you are, and love yourself for it, regardless of what anyone else may think. So if they want to say you're a troll because your makeup is different, either what you use or your technique or whatever the case may be, let them say what they want to say. You do you, boo-boo, and rock it. That's the thing. Rock it with confidence. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. That's the bottom line. Love yourself and accept yourself. If there's something about you, you know, you need to work on to grow to be a better person for yourself, not to change for somebody else, but because there's something about you that you think, yeah, I can tone down a little bit. I used to be off the chart. If y'all think I'm wacky now, y'all should have seen me in my teenage years. Like, I was just... And so I learned to dial it back and still let my personality shine through. So that's the intro, and that's what it's about. Loving yourself, rocking what you want to rock, and knowing you are amazing in whatever your aesthetic is. So I do curse on my channel sometimes, because I do curse, period, sometimes. It just is what it is. Right now we're going to put on our lower lash line MAC Excess Color Excess. Yeah, MAC Color Excess. The shadow name, the shade name, the color name is Stage 5 Clinger. Oh, I dropped it. My thick thighs caught it. Thank goodness. So we're going to start by putting this or my lower lash line. I use this enough where I should know what it's called, and I always want to just call it Stage 5 Clinger, but that's the color of it. And it's a there, not there, and I actually really like this. It shows up nice on me. I purchased this on a whim. They were having a sale, and I was in there getting something else, and I was curious about whether or not it would irritate my inner rims, and it doesn't. And so part of me wanted to go back and get some of their different colors. They have like blue, green, and y'all know I like non-traditional eyeliner colors, meaning not black. But then I thought I have most of those colors, if not all of those colors, and then NYX retractable eyeliners. I would like a red though, but I'm having trouble finding a red eyeliner for my lower lash line and my inner rims. And while we're speaking of inner rims, I need to get to the shadow because my puffy lid is sticking to my mobile lid, which is good because that means the shadow will stick. And I could do my inner rims later, but while we are here, we're just going to do it right now. So I was really, this just pulled out extra far, and then what? I don't know why I did that, but I felt it on my eyeball, and I'm like, why is this all the way out there? Why did that do that? Because it's not being tilted downward where gravity would pull it down. That was a little strange. But I felt it on my eyeball, and that's what made me look at it. So this is our upper waterline, our upper inner rim. So we're putting that there as well. And afterwards, because it may be a little damp from my eyeball, I just take my finger and just tap just to get the excess moisture off of that. So that's there. Oh, my lids are sticking. Where's that brush that had the primer on it? So hopefully the shadow will not stick to the crease part, because in the crease is where it starts to, not to say look patchy, but it just kind of gathers because my lid sticks. So this is what the palette looks like. I had planned out, this is the Natasha Denona Yucca palette, depending on how you pronounce it, depends on where you are. There is either a yucca plant or a yucca plant. I forget which way it's pronounced. And then there's something else that's pronounced either yucca or yucca. So either pronunciation is correct depending on where you are in the world. So this is what it looks like. I initially had planned out, we're going to take Flax, this shade here, for our outer corner. I initially had planned out a blue look, and I had saw from my notifications, today is August 20th or 21st, it's a Monday. And so yesterday, Sunday, I saw that Wendy had uploaded a video showing the palette and doing a demonstration with the palette. And so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And so I had it in my mind to watch later. So meanwhile, I'm looking at the palette, I'm looking at the swatches from the website, and, you know, I'm pulling out palettes, you know, where can I get similar shades from with what I have. And I planned out a blue look, and I felt good about it. It would have been in like 4 different palettes that I would have been working out of. But I'm like, you know what, it's okay. We could do that. Then I watched her video. She did a blue look. So I'm like, well, let me figure out something else. And so I messaged her, and she said she was going to do the green row. But the green row, it wasn't like a bold green. It was like muted greens and then some tans. And so I'm like, So then I thought I can just do all of that from in here instead of using a bunch of different palettes. Excuse me. And so that's what I'm going to do. So we're just using this palette to do this look. I don't know how close it's going to be to the shades or to the look that she does, because I don't have that palette. But I'm hoping it's at least close. I'm hoping it's close. I have no idea, but we will see. But thank you, Wendy, for doing this collab. And again, thank you for your patience, because I knew it was a while. And every now and then I would message her on Instagram saying, I haven't forgotten you. We're still going to do the collab. And she was like, okay. Because I really was starting to feel like, okay, it's taking me too long to get back to this. As many videos as I do, because it was like a series type thing, it's like I just wanted to get it done. And it does feel good to be using other stuff in my collection, even though part of me still feels like something is undone with that series I was doing. But so we'll circle back to it, I'm sure. And I do have other stuff in my calendar to do. The new Nomad palette is coming out soon, so we'll see what that looks like and if I'm able to use it. And if so, I will be doing looks with that, because y'all know whatever palette I get, I will work the heck out of that palette. Y'all know that from Sunlit Seduction. How many looks did I do? I don't even remember. You know, we did 9 looks, and then we had the nerve to pair it with other motherships. So if I never use that palette again, I feel like I got my money's worth out of it. I did get it for 30% off. But yeah, I will use the heck out of a palette. And so I usually don't feel bad if it takes me a while to get back to it, because when I first get it, I work it. I get my money's worth out of it before I put it down and move on. So this is what we got so far, and I'm really liking this shade. I'm really digging it. Now we're going to take Calathea or Calethea, this green right here. I haven't done this pairing before. I think I need a different brush. I think I was supposed to use this brush with flax, because it seems to be a regular matte. This shade here is a creamy matte. And so with a more dense brush, you get more color payoff. And so the brush I used for this one, I think I was supposed to use, well, not supposed to, but had planned to use for this shadow, for the cream to powder / creamy mattes. And I have the finishes here. Flax is, I cut this off the box because it has the finishes on it. Flax is, a creamy matte. This one that we're using now is cream to powder. And the cream to powder is a little more creamier than the creamy mattes. And so I am going to put that brush down and pick up a clean one of these, because this will help it to go on better and smoother, because it's more dense, and so it picks up better. And we're going to lightly blend in between. I was happy to get back to this too, because these are my colors. Oh, look at that. That's nice. These are my colors. When I first saw this palette, I knew I was getting it. Shout out to Gel Beauty 87, aka Grace. She sent me a code, because I was just going to buy it, period. Very seldom do I pay full price for stuff. I was going to do it, because this palette was like, you know you want me. And I said, yeah, you know I want you. And so shout out to her for sending me the code, because that saved me money, because I was just going to buy it outright. And I think it might have been 15% off, I want to say. So I was excited for that, because I'm like, ooh. Because when you know you're going to get something, and then you get a coupon code, it's like, oh yeah, we on and popping, baby. And so that's how this came to be in my collection. I'm still considering doing a month of Natasha Denona palettes. I don't have every one, because some of them have turned on me, and so I don't have them. And a couple I did purchase when there was a sale. And so I do have a couple that are fresh. A couple of the Natasha Denona palettes that are fresh that I haven't used yet. But I had them before. And so I think I might recreate the looks that I've done before. And I like recreating looks that I've done before, because if it was like over a year ago, you know, my technique has changed, my shadow placement is different. And so even though it's the same colors, the look is different, and it's interesting to me to see that difference. We're going to go back to that brush with the first color on it, not adding any more, and we're going to overlap where they meet to further the blend. I am really liking that. And so it is interesting for me to do that. And when I did that with Metropolis palette, it was a few years ago, and then like a year later I redid the looks and I liked them better the second time, because the first time I was only putting the shadow, my lid shade, on the lid, so when I looked up you can barely see it, and this was all transition shade. But when I redid it, it was when I was putting my lid shades like now up into the transition, and I think the looks looked so much better because you saw more of the different colors that I was using for each look. And so it's always interesting to go back or to, you know, recreate and see like how you've changed and how your technique has changed. Let me know if you do that. We just tapped back into Flax. Let me know if you recreate previous looks from a year or two ago, and if it still looks the same, or if it looks different because you've done something different or you've changed in some way as far as your makeup application. So that's one of the questions for this video. I'm sure there will be more because I have a tendency to ask a lot of questions. I'm really digging this. Right now I'm looking to see if the space is even up here. And we're just going to leave it. So let me put that brush down. So excuse me for smacking just now. So now we're going to take Willow, which is this shade right here. And Willow says it's a creamy matte. Okay, so this and these are the same formulas. And this is going to go... This is a bright shade. This is going to go here. Oh, look how that blends together. Okay, this is a good choice. If you have this palette or the new Sydney Grace one, because it is fairly new, the Heaven on Earth palette, let me know your thoughts on that. Be sure to check out Wendy's video. I will tag her below. If you click on her name, it will take you to her channel. If I have her video link before our videos go live, I will link that down below as well. And if you click on that, if it's there, that'll take you directly to her collab video for this collab. But either way, get to her, but I will definitely tag her below. And if you go to her channel, you click on her name, it'll take you to her channel. And if you click videos, it'll take you to her videos. And because this airs today, not today, but the day you see it, it should be the first one on the list when you click videos. So do check her out either way. I think you will enjoy her channel. I enjoy her channel. She just sounds so happy all the time, and she's always smiling, and it makes me smile. Like every time I'm watching her videos, I'm just like the whole time just grinning at the TV during her video. And so thank you for that, Wendy. She's just pleasant to watch, pleasant to listen to. We're going to go back to the brush that had this shade on it, not adding anything, but we're just going to just feather over. Yeah, just like that. And she does different things on her video. She uses luxury and high-end makeup. So if that's your jam, and if it's not, watch her anyway, just to hear her, because she's just so pleasant. And regardless of if you have a palette or not, just do about the colors if you like the look that the person is creating. You don't have to have like that particular palette. And I will say this. I was telling a friend of mine today, if you have like, I've probably said in other videos too, if you have like over 50 palettes, you have every color you could want. You know what I mean? If it's something swamp water, smoky, grungy, vampy, I have those colors. And so if I see a palette with those shades, and even if I'm like, oh wow, I'm like, okay, wait a minute, I could do that with what I have already. So you don't need every single thing. It is nice having everything in one palette, but is it necessary? And I'm not a collector. I like my collection to be small, because then I'm sure to actually use what I have and nothing goes untouched for a long period of time, meaning like 3-4 months. Because some videos I see, they're like, oh, this palette, I had it for 6 months, I used it once. And I'm like, what? That's because they have so much stuff. It's hard. It's hard to work everything in when you have a lot. I'm not really liking how this is looking right here, and it might just be the lighting. I'm not sure. So that's why I keep blending here. I did not put extra shadow on the brush. This is the brush that had Calathea on it. And so this side I'm kind of liking. This side I'm not. I do have a shade to put under my brow bone. If when I look at it later, I'm just like, yeah, we need something. Because when I look at it this way, this is so much lighter here, even though I'm blending it upward. But then when I turn, like, I'm liking how it looks here. So I'm not quite sure what to do. This side I like fine. This side is more blended, so I'm just gonna just do this like I did on the other side. And I could probably take more flax, which was that first shade we used, and just put up here, just for blending, to blend out. But I am liking it. Or take a brush with no shadow and blend, because I've done that before too, and it came out really nice. So I am really liking this. It's just something like right here. We're gonna go back with that first brush with flax on it, not adding shadow, but we're just going to go back and forth right here where these two are meeting. I like that a lot better. Yeah. All right, we're going to do the same over here just to keep it even as far as where the color looks like it is. So this I'm taking up a little bit higher because this is all the way up. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. So what we're doing now is, I got an extra brush here. Did I use this brush? Nope, she can go back home. We're going to take this brush here. We're going to go into Maquia, this shade here, or Maquia. Forgive me. If one of your pet peeves is people pronouncing things wrong, forgive me. Because I knew I do that often. I speak English, Ebonics, and Troll. Those are the 3 languages that I speak. So trying to pronounce something other than that, I might get it right, I might not. So we're tapping this off. Let me start over here. And we're going to press this and press it over. I like this look. Somebody had asked, how often do we wear greens? And so I posted on Instagram all of my green looks from this year. And I'm like, quite often apparently. To answer the question, how often do we wear greens? And I still have my Lethal Pure Metals shadows to use, and I have not used them yet because I got them right before Month of McGrath, I think. Yeah, Month of McGrath took over everything. This is a brush that had the willow on it. No, it wasn't, because it was this brush. So we're just going to just tap where they meet. I don't want to sweep because I don't know if Maquia will give me fallout or not. And I'm not sure even if it's even. Like, is Maquia even? This brush is picking some of that up. All right, so now we're going to do that on the other eye. We're going to pick up Maquia, a dense, short shader brush, and we're going to press and pull that over. I like this look. I like this look. It's giving me that grunge swamp water that I like. Well, this is a swamp water palette, so you know I'm digging it. And yeah, this is my first time using it since I got it, and I forget how many looks I did with it when I first got it. But it's been sitting here patiently waiting for me. I like this. Wow. Taking a brush that had Willow, this shade on it, not adding any more shadow on it, just patting. And we're going to just pat the whole thing. We're going to pat the whole thing just in case there are loose particles on it, just to kind of lift them so that they don't fall out on my face. So we are literally just patting. We're not patting and pulling any way, but just that. I like this a lot. Let me see, do I have fallout? I just have a few flakes, and that is it. That is it, like not a lot at all. And I was wondering, I might put some more setting powder on my face, but you know what, I'm like, okay if I don't. Like, it's just cool. It's cool. Do I want to take Tapu? Is what this shade is flaky. I have one here to take Tapu, which is this shade here for upper transition, but I don't think I even want to do that because I'm liking the blend that we have, excuse me, going on up there. And then I don't know, like, if this is going to be too mustardy, because it looks very mustard in person. we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. We're not going to mess up the look because I am really liking it. So we're going to take Valley, this shade right here. And this is, ow. When I turned to put this down or whatever I did, something in here snapped. And I've had that done before. I have a reoccurring cyst. This right here, these are stitches from when they actually removed it. Can you see? Yeah. These right here are stitches from when they removed the reoccurring cyst. And every now and then it still does come back. So I'm thinking that's what popped. And it hurts now. Okay, we're taking Valley. When I tell y'all it's always something with me, it is always. And I'm laughing not because it's funny, but it's like either a laugh or cry situation, as they say. And I just don't feel like crying today. I actually haven't had a cry in a long time. It used to be like every 6 or 7 weeks or so, I would just have a good cry. Not even know what was wrong, but just having like a good, hearty, ugly, snot-nosed cry. And then after that, I would feel so refreshed and relieved and just like clean, like all the bad stuff just washed out of me. But yeah, I haven't done that in a while. I just realized that. I be having the most random thoughts sometimes when I be doing videos talking to y'all. Like, I really do. Yeah, when did I last have a good cry? I don't know. I really don't know. Because it used to be like clockwork. Every 6 weeks or so, I would just all of a sudden just start crying and be like, what is wrong? And when I would think like nothing would be wrong. But then some people say, you know, tears cleanse the soul. So maybe I just needed to be cleansed. Like, I don't know. But, and if that is true, if it cleanses the soul, my soul is not cleansed right now because I have not cried in a long time. But anyway, yeah, I'm not cleansed. If what they say is true. We're going to take that brush. Actually, we're going to take this brush. Not putting any shadow. We're going to just buff that out. And I probably could have put this on with a fluffy brush. Valley is a cream to matte formula. So I'm wondering if I do, I'm going to tap in and then I'm going to be like, I don't like it. And we're going to just buff that. Because I do want to bring it down more. I am liking the look of bringing shadow down more. It has taken me some getting used to, depending on what the color is. Like when I was using those pinks and reds, I was looking like I was sick. And then something I used, it's like I had a black eye. So it really depends on what the color is. Even though I see people putting all different kind of colors under here, red, purple, blues, greens. And I'm like, wow, like that is so nice. But for me, I think this is my comfort zone. Even though I'm blowing it out, this I like is comfortable for me. When I did the reds and the darker tones, I was just like, I don't know. But pinks do make some people look sick, period. So I don't think that's just a me thing. I think that's just the tone of the shadow. This I'm liking. This is where we're going to get fun and we're going to get jiggy with it. We are going to take, I thought about this. I'm like, I need to do something funky. We're going to take, let me put these brushes away. Sorry for the clank. Cultura. I was going to use, I like this look. Look at that. This is a nice matte look. If you wanted to do all matte, just don't put this on the inner corner. Take Willow further in, put Calathea in the middle, and keep Flax on the outer corner. That would be nice. But if you want to add a pop, you put something like this inside. So these are two different look options for you. Without the shimmer, just bring all the shadows further over to cover your entire lid. Or if you want a pop, put that in there. I'll be trying to hook y'all up with some info. I was going to use Contemplative State, and I thought we've been using that. Let's go all the way funky, because this is more orangey mustard than Contemplative State from MAC. This is Melt Cosmetics, and on the back is, it doesn't say hiccup, excuse me. This says Ultra Matte Gel Liner. This liner stays. Even when, because I use, this is one of the thick, excuse me for smacking, one of the thick Esum T3 brushes. So I'm making sure to use the tip of it to get a thin line, but it already started thick inside in this area right here. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I removed my makeup with a Neutrogena wipe and I put micellar water on it and then I wring it out and my makeup comes off so easy. These gel liners, the ones from Melt, I gotta put in extra work to get these off. The MAC Paint Pot, the MAC Fluid line, it just comes off. These right here, the melt ones, I gotta put in extra work to get them off, like for real. Like all the eyeshadow be gone, mascara be gone, some of this liner still be on there. This liner stays through the teariness, everything. Inner corner mascara comes off. I lose concealer and foundation under here. This liner still be on. It stays. And it doesn't irritate my upper lash line. So we're going to just leave that like that. I do want to work on winging out my liner, but because I love this is my comfort zone with liner. And when I do wing it out, sometimes, well actually all the time, it takes me longer because then I don't like it, or it's too thick, or it's too thin, and then I'm trying to fix it. But this, you saw, I even talked while I did that, and I like how that came out. Let me make sure I'm using the tip of the brush so I don't go too wide. And I have to do this to use the tip, because otherwise I would do the tip here and then just turn the brush. But using the tip, I have to be conscious of not turning the brush sideways. When I use the tip, I am able to get a thinner line than when I turn the brush, but then sometimes I still do make mistakes because the bristles are longer than the first one I bought. They're longer and thicker, and so I have to do liner different. If I had a thinner brush, a shorter brush, which I do have, but I'm making it a point to use these because I really want to get the hang of them. They are nice brushes. They're just longer and thicker than I would like. If it was a brush, even like this one, name we shall not name, you know, it is a little bit pointier and a little bit shorter. And these are waver brushes, which I don't like because they're hard. This is the perfect shape though. It's short and it's thin. Let me line them up. See, it's like it's a third shorter. But I really do want to get the hang of the Esum ones since now I got 7 of them. And so that's why you see me using them a lot, because I'm trying to just get used to it. And so it does what I wanted to do. I just have to really take my time to do it. So now we're going to take Lancome Cils Boost Mascara. We're going to use, I keep thinking these mascaras are done because my label says they expired in May this year, the 2 mini Fenty's that I have. And so every now and then I'll use it just to see, like, okay, are you done? Meaning, like, is it irritating my lids or does it smell stronger? But we're going to use Ivy League, which is a green. But first we're going to, oh, I pulled out a purple lip, y'all. I love, and I know some of y'all do too. Is this almost done? Green and purple combinations. And so we're going to do a purple lip. I keep thinking this is done because sometimes it comes out well and sometimes it doesn't. And so I think I've only been using this one, I think, a month. But I've been using it with almost every shadow. Because sometimes when I put it on, it's white, but when it dries clear. But this, I'm not seeing anything. I can feel it coating my lashes. Oh, looking up here, I see that it's white. But looking in the mirror down here, I don't see anything. That's why I was wondering, was it coming off? Like this side down here, I don't see anything. And so I keep wondering if it's done. But put that here for the flat lay. All right, so we're going to take Ivy League from, let me know also, I asked you earlier about the palettes, so that was the first question. The second question is, let me know, I just lost the question. What was the question? I don't even know. Do you use colored mascaras, different color mascaras, or do you just use black? And that's not the question I was going to ask you, but I'm asking now because I don't remember what I was going to ask you. Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. So the third question. What's your favorite color combination? If you can only choose one, that's not even fair. What are your 3 favorite color combinations? I'll say that because I can think of 3 for me, like right off the bat. So I don't think asking just your one favorite color combination, because different days we may want different things. But if you can only choose like 3 color combinations to use ever again, Like, what would they be? That's the question. And I am curious because I kept seeing, and somebody had told me about green and purple before, and I'm like, green and purple. And then when I did it, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, green and purple. And since then, I'm just like, green and purple, green and purple. And of course, like black, smoke gray, and red, because that's that goth vamp type vibe. And what else? What else would I choose? I don't know. I don't know. Swamp water, which would be gray, well not grays, greens and browns and tans. In a certain way that they would look swamp water-ish and not just like a bold green. But maybe something like this. Like these two over here to me is kind of swamp water, meaning it's kind of murky looking, it's kind of dirty. So like this to me is swamp water. Yeah. And the lower lash line, the upper lash line to me gives it a kind of edge, like a goth edge. So that's that. The lip. Number 100 Mysterious Plum Sephora collection. This looks like a bright, you know what? Because I meant to pull deep purple. A brown would look good with this too. I meant to pull deep purple. And this is what I was envisioning. And when I pulled this one. I said, you know what? We're still going to use this one. Even though this is the one that I wanted. But a brown would look really nice with this too. And I have a few different shades of browns, burgundies, because those are my vibes, and of course a black. But we're going to put this on because I pulled this even though it was by accident, because I did want the dark purple. You know what we're going to do? We're going to put dark purple in the bottom lip just to see. That went on so easy, y'all. I love these. So this is 100 Mysterious Plum. I didn't do the interior, well, in there, because then it will, as you see, start to bleed down, because my lips are, I guess, medium size. This is number 52 dark purple. I was going to say deep purple, but it's dark. And I'm going to put this down here. That's interesting. I was thinking Mysterious Plum was going to be more purple. And it does. My lips are so crooked. And when I wear a dark lip stick, it accentuates how crooked they are. I thought this was going to be more purple, because to me this does look purple. But then when I hold it up next to the one that says dark purple, it doesn't look purple. It looks almost like a light burgundy to me. We're going to put more of the Mysterious Plum on. Why is this side lighter than... The purple here traveled up, but not on this side. That is strange. This wand on here feels loose, like it might fall off. The other one was more firm. So hopefully, excuse me for snacking, hopefully it won't fall off. And if so, I'll just use a lipstick applicator to get it out. Or return it or exchange it for one that has a sponge tip on it. They don't look that different. I mean, now they don't, now that they're drying. This is still Mysterious Plum. That's nice. That's a nice combo. Or put this one on and just put this like in the center of the lip. This side has a peak, and you know what? I'm gonna leave it. No, I'm not. I'm gonna just do this really quick, and if it comes off, it comes off. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. It did, but now I see a mark. I'm glad we did try these two. So they look very different. When I first put them on, they did. But once this one started to dry, it did get darker. Whereas this one is just dark, period. So I am glad that we did that. And I might do it again, putting this on the outside and putting this one on the inside or the center of the lip to do like an ombre-ish type thing. So this is another hiccup, excuse me. So this is the finished look. Let me know what you think. And it's going to be interesting to see if this eye look is similar to Wendy's eye look. We do have different application styles and how we do our makeup. We do have a different aesthetic as well, but I do know she does like bold and smoky, but I don't think she does like the crazy troll stuff like that I do. I'll just say it that way. But I am curious to see like how close some of the colors are to what she's doing. I do really like the look. I like the green and purple. I love the contrasting eyeliner. I just think it just like kind of pops and it's something different. I could hear some of y'all now, oh, the liner matches your shirt. Y'all know y'all know I don't do the matchy. It just happened that way. This is my indoor shirt. I did not have this on when I went out. I came home and changed my clothes like Mr. Rogers. But yeah, it does match the shirt. And I don't like matchy at all. But I am loving the look. The mascara did not show up too much. It's not irritating my eyes, and my eyes are not burning. So I'm thinking it's still not done yet. But I am thinking that this is almost done because I've had this for a little bit. But anyway, thank you for being here. I like the liner underneath. I like the shadow that we put under there, which was Valley. I'm liking that we didn't even do a brow bone color because blending the other shades upward, when you have that blend, it takes away that negative space that I have up there. So that is going to be it for this video. Be sure to check out Wendy's channel, to check out her video. I am convinced that you will enjoy her content and her personality. If that will be your first time to her channel, let you know Dion the Troll sent you. If you're here from Wendy's channel, thank you for visiting me. I hope that you stay. If you've made it this far in the video and you're not subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you like the video and you've made it this far, go ahead and click the like button. Comments always welcome. If you want to join, that information is down below. There's thanks also that you can click if you want to do that. I'm really just happy that you're here. So do not feel obligated to do extra stuff unless you just really want to. And it is appreciated. That is going to be it. Did I say that like twice already? Probably. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.